All right, guys, welcome to the NSL podcast. Apparently, only me and JR felt like showing up. Very disappointed in you NSL members, even though it was short notice. You know it's Wednesday night. Has to be a little bit early tonight because of the ASL draft, but it is what it is. Y'all should have showed up. Just because of that, me and JR are going to talk about how our drafts went. You're gonna have, the rest of you guys are just going to have to suck it. JR, let's start with you. You had a couple picks. I not so much. How did your draft go? How, did it plan out like you wanted it to?
Not exactly, but I think I hit pretty good. I actually got that safety he's real nice. I just need to get the awareness up at what was his name? Here, let me look at that Beckenridge. He was real nice. And you know that punter I messaged you I was talking about was taken? That boy, he came with 90 kick power and 90 accuracy. Like,
wow, that's pretty good.
That's punter. I drafted I think it was 3 starters actually, because I moved one guy. Let me find him. He's on my offensive line. Because actually replaced.
I'm sorry about that. Bengals, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Good to go. We're just listening to the Texans draft here. So what'd you say about Newton?
I replaced him with this rookie. I got Raymond Moy. He's on my right tackle. And to me, it was worth it because they got about the same stats, except Moy got 1 more in strength, and then he got 5 more in pass blocking and like 5 less than run blocking. But the rookies are easy to upgrade.
Yeah.
So, and then the rest were just pretty much fillers. I don't think I got anybody else that's just worth mentioning. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was happy with my draft. I would say that hopefully I can, but that I might be a playoff team this year. I got the roster. I just don't know about it.
Now, I didn't have a first-round pick because I traded for Patrick Peterson, but I definitely got the sense and got the feeling that this was a subpar draft. Bengals, I know you weren't able to attend, but JR, did you feel this was a subpar draft?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I forgot about this guy. The fullback. I accidentally picked him. But now I have a fullback on the block. I got an 86 overall because I said might as well start the rookie and trade off Prush. He's good. I forgot it was I needed one in A, so I forgot. And it was a panic pick. I didn't notice I was on the clock till 45 seconds.
It ended up being a good pick. So definitely a weak draft, I thought. I traded away most of my picks last year to get an offensive line for a year building. Exciting this year. I'm not going in myself with as crazy, I'm not going in with all the new rosters and new crazy people. And then I also got some new picks, which I then traded away for Patrick Peterson. And then when the second round rolled around, I felt like the only thing that was really depth in was offensive line, which I drafted heavily last year. I've got 3 first-year players, a second-year player, and a left guard at 91. Don't really, in my opinion, have any reason to draft, so I traded back into the 3rd round. I traded for a second next year and a 3rd this year, and then I traded that 3rd this year for a second next year and a 4th this year. Pretty much just did the same trade twice just to get 2 second-round picks next year. Hopefully the next year's draft is better. This year's draft had no quarterbacks in it. I felt like the best one might have went to BM in the 4th, and even he was just average. The only thing that might make him good is that he was quick development.
Actually,
so I'm happy. I'm very happy getting Patrick Peterson. I felt like the draft was very weak otherwise, so I'm good with my picks. Go ahead, JR.
Well, I also think, as far as you said offensive line. You said offensive line, but the draft, I think it was strong in line in general because I actually liked a lot of the defensive line. I just have a defensive line,
Yeah, me too. So I can't really, Bengals, you weren't able to make the drafts. How did you feel like the CPU drafted for you? It's been a rough offseason for you. I know you had some issues with the free agency after joining, and then you weren't able to make the draft last night. Not the easiest start for you in NSL, but I know you're an active player. I know it might be a first-round season, but you're going to get it together. How'd you feel like the CPU drafted for you?
The CPU, it went offensive line heavy, which I don't mind. I got a surplus at offensive line now, but I think in most skill positions, I'm pretty set. The only thing I probably could have used was maybe a corner, but I can roll with what I got for a year. So
I can tell you right now, the corner was not good enough in the draft to take. That was a very cornerless draft. I think there was 3 draftables. Quarter and corner were very low this draft. I'm looking at it. Looks like they drafted a pretty decent right guard for you. 89 strength, 75 pass block, 81 run block. Like you said, though, you already had a fairly decent one, but you got a nice rookie. They also got a left guard for you. 80 overall. This dude has 92 strength, 77 pass block, 82 run block. You were right at having a surplus of guard. I don't understand why they got you 2 guards, but you have 2 very good guards the CPU drafted for you. Don't understand it, but they did it. Pretty good moves. Are you ready for the season? How do you feel about your squad going into the season, even though you had very little input on it going into the season? I see you did get Randall Cobb in the free agency.
Oh, that's a big pickup.
Yeah, I like that because now I got a 3-headed monster at running back and a 3-headed monster at receiver, so I can be pretty balanced.
You also have AJ Green still. He's not declining for another year, so he's still up. He probably got another year or 2 left in him. You still got John Ross with his 96 acceleration, 98 speed. Yeah, you still got even Tyler Boyd, who's pretty good, and a young guy in Cody Core, who's pretty fast himself. I played your team in the preseason. You weren't home. You said to go play the computer. Cody Core was a terrible returner for you. I don't know why, but he just did not return kicks at all. He did not get one past the 20. I hope when you're controlling him, he does better. Also, your backup quarterback threw 2 balls past the line of scrimmage for some reason. I don't know what A.J. McCarron was doing, but
I will say, quarterback-wise, the Bears, he got him a nice quarterback. I played him, which my backups are pretty bad.
So you actually played him, and he definitely he tore you up with Gratudia?
Well, yeah, he brought him back in because he wanted to play with him some more. But it's my backup defense. Like, I was trying to run man without Sherman on the field, and that didn't work too well. With Sherman, like in the first quarter, he didn't really get that much. But once my starters came out, oh man, he had a field day.
I gotta ask. Very controversial. The Bears traded up. They got that Gratudia fellow. They also picked up, who else did they pick up in the first? Antonio Hayes, a 94 acceleration, 96 speed, 5'8" burner, 81 catch traffic, 85 spectacular catch, but he's only 5'8". The fact that now he did trade up. He traded his next first-round pick to the Broncos next year. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think he really needed a quarterback? Do you think that quarterback is going to help him more than Trubisky? What are your thoughts on that, JR?
Well, I think he loves that quarterback. He was playing with it, and then he said, I'm so happy with my – I feel like we were talking about in ASL. If you think that's your guy, if you like him, go for him. You know. Yeah. And then he got the receivers because I let go of Jalen Strong in the offseason. He picked him up.
He did pick. Yeah, he did get Jalen Strong.
Oh, and he had Jalen Strong at like a 3rd or 4th receiver, something like that.
He's got a lot of speed at wide receiver. He's got 92, 91 NY. He's got that 94 speed, 96 Antonio Hayes. I'm going to tell you right now, though, I got Patrick Peterson and Xavier Rhodes, so all I got to say is just bring it.
Yeah, but the thing with that, he also still has Jordan Howard. So
he does still have Jordan Howard, but I have to know. You know what? I'm calling you out, Paul. I'm proud of you for trying to improve your team. You made a bold move, in my opinion, trading for a first-round pick, giving your first-round pick next year. You went out and got the guy you wanted. I hate to say it, it's not going to be enough to beat the Vikings this year, though.
It's a tough. I think he's going to be a tough. But I like the moves he made. I like him. You're improving your team.
He is. He's improving his team, and he's one of the, he's one of the guys I feel like eventually is going to become a true contender in NSL. He's one of those guys that start low and will eventually get big. Bengals, I know you don't know a lot about NSL, but you're here now. You're going to get to know us. Paul traded up. He got a quarterback over Trubisky. What are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like that was a good move or what?
trading up for a quarterback is always a risky move. It could go either way. But being that he made that move and he has Trubisky says a lot about Trubisky not being the type of quarterback he can work with.
Yeah, if you could tell about that, but look at the stats he had for him last year. Just like he couldn't, he was throwing a lot of interceptions. It had to be like it didn't fit his play style. I'm a true believer. Find a quarterback that works for you. A lot of people didn't think like an A, so I traded Cam. You know, it wasn't working.
I have to agree with that. Having Drew Brees and Sam Bradford last year, I have to agree. Drew Brees, I don't know why. He should have, by all means, been a better quarterback, but he wasn't. And Sam Bradford did better for me last year. I felt he was definitely Pro Bowl caliber. And then I went and traded him away this year for a third for absolutely no reason. So we'll see how that trade works out for me.
Yeah.
Also on 08 getting Sam Bradford, that seems kind of like a good move. He cut Joe Flacco. He finally trimmed the fat. Do you feel like that was a good move getting Bradford?
You mean 09?
Yeah, 09. I'm sorry, 09. The Ravens getting Bradford. He's another guy that has not been able to seemingly get out of the trenches, but now he's got Sam Bradford, who he feels like might get him a couple wins. Do you feel like getting Sam Bradford is a good move for the Ravens? We'll start with you, Bengals. He's in your division. Would you rather face Sam Bradford or Joe Flacco twice a year?
I'd rather face Flacco. He'll be an easier matchup, but Bradford is definitely an upgrade for him, and it might turn out and Bradford wins them a couple games. I think it's a good move.
Yeah. All right, JR, what are your thoughts on it?
I think it could go. Yeah, he's a good opponent. It could go either way. I think it depends on your play style because if you like that deep ball, I think you got to go with Flacco.
Yes, but I would say Bradford has a better deep ball accuracy with 83 deep ball accuracy.
Yeah, I'm just talking about just off of the throw power.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, but then Flacco's old, so he's going to cost so much to upgrade. Anyways, so I think like you saw me, I picked him up in ASL. I think he's his stats, they're all pretty much mid 80s. Are they in NSL too?
Yeah. He's 91 short, 87 mid, and 83 deep. So yeah, very good.
Yeah, I think
very
they're perfect.
Underrated.
Because to me, like my quarterbacks, I like you to have a good short to mid pass. I don't take shots often. I take them every once in a while to keep you honest, but I really don't care if it's an incomplete pass or what, but it makes you guard it,
Well, let's talk about his other move. He also traded up with me in the draft up in the second round for my second round pick, I believe, to pick up Harris Ellison, a 96 acceleration, 97 speed. His second wide receiver of those stats last year, he had Corin Shipp, who he drafted in the first. 67 overall, though. His catching stats are a little low, 77, 79, and 81 for spectacular. He definitely has the fastest wide receiver core, Matt. And do you think that's going to translate into what, cheese or
I don't know. You got three people over 95.
Yeah. He has Rashard Perriman, who he picked up, I believe. No, he had him. He has Corin Shipp, 96 acceleration, 97 speed. Terrell Pryor is one of his slower ones with 91 acceleration and speed.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Perriman, 92. Yeah. Mike Wallace is just 90 speed. 90. He's just.
You got to upgrade Ellison, though, because that route running, the awareness is low. The 70-something catching is bad for a receiver because he'll end up dropping a lot of them. But if you upgrade to about an 85, that's when you start really seeing a big difference on the catching. Is once you hit about that 85, it's going to be something. But that's only on the rookie. Like the other ones are pretty set.
Yeah. Bengals, what is your plan to stop this ridiculous speed core, especially with what I would, not being disrespectful because you didn't build the team, but would call a subpar quarterback roster here with you really don't have speed at corner at all. You have no one that could really keep up with them except for William Jackson the third. You're just, I mean, maybe Daquez. Regardless, they're not good cover corners. What's your plan to stop this?
The best thing to stop is going to be to mix up defenses. The main thing is not to press them at the line, of course, because they beat me off the line and it's curtain. But mix up the defense, give him some man, and he's gonna see a lot of zone against me.
Fair enough. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun in that division with the 09, 08, and who's the last one in that division as the Steelers? Oh yeah, Jay Hurley. I think honestly, playing you, I think you have a good shot of making the playoffs in that league, that division too.
He does. Hurley's a really good opponent though too.
Yeah, Hurley and 08 are really good opponents.
All of them are.
They are. So I have a lot of faith in your ability to.
If you look at the his running backs he drafted, those boys are both fast too. You gotta they're low overalls, but one's 94 speed, the other's 92.
Yeah, he definitely loves his speed, man. I don't know what I guess he thinks he's just gonna outrun everybody on the field.
But like I wouldn't even start them over. In my opinion, I would probably start Langford, but that's because I like a little bit of power.
I gotta say, he definitely. I'm surprised he didn't go hard after my quarterback Tyrod Taylor just to put the fastest offense on the field. Because he definitely has the fastest offense in the game.
Yeah, after playing, he likes the pocket passers. He's just so fast everywhere, man. He's just so fast across the board. I would say he's giving Bradford a whole lot of weapons.
He also picked up fairly early Stephen Meyer, which is a quarterback, 87 acceleration, 92 speed, which isn't bad this year for Madden.
I looked at his tight ends, thought I was about to find speed there, but they're all 70s, so it's speed.
Yeah. Okay this year with picks. Is there anybody else that you got? Or I know, JR, you've taken a look at. Let's go Seahawks. He's had a rough time with his schedule. Or not his schedule, but his roster build. He had to trade away Richard Sherman to you, as you know. He had a real trouble this offseason making sure he stayed underneath the salary cap. He was afraid he wasn't going to be able to sign 53. He came out. He picked all his picks deliberately. He built his team. I'd say he came out fairly well. I think all of his picks were really good, especially he got with his first pick, Demetric Person.
Yeah, that's a nice pick.
93 acceleration, 95 speed. He's 5'11", so he's one of the taller, but he also has 88 catch, 83 catch in traffic, 74 spectacular catch, 85 route running. I like Demetric Pearson as a first pick. I thought he stole that guy. He should have went earlier. And then after playing him, I'm going to say left tackle was definitely one of his weak points last year. So he goes out at the second pick in the first round he got from you. Gets up Barry Rasu. 89 strength, 83 pass block, 82 run block, 89 impact. That's right now. He hasn't played a game yet.
Mm-hmm. He even got that left outside linebacker. It looks like Roberg
in the second round. Yeah. Also, and 81 acceleration, 87 speed, which is weird.
Yeah,
but a monster.
Well, I'm saying you could plug him in right now because DJ Alexander is a start, and then he's only at 75. I would go with the younger guy and just develop him through the game. That's what I would do, but everybody's different.
I mean. Well, DJ Alexander's still fast. Regardless, he's got a really good
you could even
guy. And
you could even rotate them if you wanted to.
He also got one of the better corners to Carl Drakeford, at least speed-wise. 89 acceleration, 92 speed, 82 zone coverage. I know his awareness is a little low, but
it's not bad. The 82 the man's not good, but it's all right. It's easy to develop. Once you get your guy how you want to, they get pretty easy to develop.
So I think the Seahawks in general, they had a rough spot. They had to cut a lot of people. He also cut in the offseason, one of those wide receivers, Paul Richardson maybe.
Yeah, he got to pick up a receiver and a tight end. I would pick up one more because he's rocking with 4 wide receivers and 2 tight ends right now.
Yeah, he has a little bit of cap now to work with it. He's going to have to re-sign Russell this offseason. Russell's making 27 for his team. Next year, I assume Russell will go down around 13, so he's going to have a little bit more cap space to work with. to cut Jimmy Graham. He likes Jimmy. I'm not as big of a fan of Jimmy at 32.
I'm one of them people. I think tight ends, they come a dime a dozen. Like, I can work with a lot of tight ends, but I look for receiving tight ends. If they have 80 catching, I'm fine. And I try to get about between 80 and 84 speed and 80 catching, and then everything else is I can work with.
I agree with JR. I believe they come a dime a dozen too. I'm not gonna pay big money to win.
Well, I traded Rudolph expecting to get one this offseason. I did not. Julius Thomas from free agency. Bucky Hodges is still good. His catching's a little low for me. Anybody that played me know I like to throw a lot of timing passes, and I need you to be able to catch those timing passes and go down with them. Bucky is a little weak on that.
I'm not gonna say I don't pay big money because I'm paying what Fedorowicz 5.27. So I mean Fedorowicz. I personally wanted Gronk. That trade fell through. I tried really hard to get Gronk. BM played hard to get, and now he has 2 tight ends. So I got 287 overall tight ends. Like I got one paying 5.27, the other one's 4.95. I signed Jared Cook to a 1-year deal. So
that's reasonable money though, JR. You got to look at it. I think Graham's probably making close to 10 million.
Yeah, but
Graham is making.
To me, that's a lot. To me, it is. To me, it is.
Yeah, that's 5.7. That's reasonable for a tight end. At 10 million, I think that's a bit much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna pay them 10 million. I'm pushing my limits on these two. So.
Yeah, you definitely have some better. I mean, if you want to trade Fedorowicz, you just holler at me.
No, I owed at you for my fullback, but you ain't want him. You ain't want Prush.
I might want Price. I actually looked at him after you said that, and he's actually a pretty vast improvement over my fullback. We might hit up after the draft. I didn't realize how good he was. I thought you were trying to offer me some bullshit.
No. It's the point is I got 2 people that are similar because that fullback guy drafted is pretty damn similar to him. But I can't trade the rookie.
Your fullback is actually fairly good, all things considered.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a good one myself. I have an 81 overall myself, 22-year-old. I also drafted a dude named Marlon Ward with 80 run blocking. Man, that dude is a monster as a second tight end. I drafted him. A lot of people don't like tight ends that can block.
Oh,
I drafted him specifically. I drafted him specifically because he was a great blocker. I did some runs against the computer in that Broncos or the Bengals CPU game, and anybody that doesn't know, if your opponent can't play in preseason, you're allowed to play the CPU. It's the only time you're allowed to play. Try to keep the score under 42 and don't be a dick about it, though. Just running it up, but
I ain't gonna lie, that's the only one reason I don't want to trade Crush, but I got to. It's he got 75 run block, and my fullbacks, that's what I use them for. I don't use them on receiver. I want you to clear the lane for my running back. Just clear it because I like running out of the traditional set and have me a power back right behind him. But let's go.
Yeah.
I run it like that for better or for worse.
Welcome to the chat, Jay. BM. BM. This is BM.
Hello.
Heavy hitter.
Oh,
BM.
What's up, BM?
All right. BM, let's talk about this. You tried really hardly to get rid of Gronk before the draft started. It didn't fall through. I offered you a thing. What are your plans with Gronk now? Are you just gonna? Is he still on the block? What's going on with him?
I'm probably gonna keep him and let you guys fight for him at the end of the season. I'm definitely not gonna re-sign him.
I'm not sure anybody's gonna fight for him at 31, but we'll see what happens.
A lot of people fight for like all the tight ends. You know, Greg Olsen at one point.
Nobody fought for him. He went to one bidder. But beside the point.
No, I actually put a bid, but when somebody jumped above me, I just released it because I'll put like a minimum bid on certain people, and then like if you put, I have a limit of where it goes. Some people jump above it. I'm like, nope, I don't need them that much. But if you're gonna put them up there, I'll put a bid on them. You know.
Yeah. Fair enough. Let's go to my draft. I didn't have a lot of picks, but I ended up getting Tyrod in free agency. I ended up getting Patrick Pete. What are your thoughts on me doing that? What do you feel like that was a good move, JR, or do you feel like I could have been more well spent going other directions?
I think Tyrod's good for you because you love that read option. That read option, you use it with. I saw you use it with Drew Brees. So,
I did.
I think that's good. I think throwing on the run's a good one, but I think what's gonna piss you off more than anything is when you're in the pocket.
I think so too. I applied. I did when I threw. I kept Tyrod into the second half quarter, not the second half. I think I pulled him at halftime into the second quarter of the CPU game. And out of the 15 or so throws I made, one throw was just completely off target, and it wasn't a throw that Sam would have made. And I'm like, come on, Tyrod, you're wide open, standing straight in the pocket. Make that throw. But I'm hoping myself that the benefits of the 91 acceleration, 89 speed rollouts, I'll be able to roll out and run if I have to. The read option, like you said, I do. I'm one of the few people that actually enjoy using this read option. And like you said, I used it with Breeze, with Tyrod.
I actually took a page out your book, start running it with my guy, but actually, I started using a new playbook. I use that Seahawks, and they had that triple option in there. I loved it.
If I had the triple option, I'd be it all day. But I traded Sam Bradford. A lot of people thought it was a couple people thought it was a bad move on my part, and I agree. It wasn't the smartest move, but the reason I did it is to commit to Tyrod. I know as soon as Tyrod throws a bad player too, I'm going to panic. I'm going to take him out. I'm going to throw in Sam. I got to learn how to play with this quarterback. It's all or bust with Tyrod, and that was the 100% reason why I traded Sam Bradford. It wasn't because I needed to trade Sam Bradford. I don't give a fuck about him. I have money. So I have to commit to Sam.
Because the same reason I traded Cam. I mean, in ASL.
Yeah.
Because I know if I got mad at Bradford, I would throw Cam in, you know?
All right, Bengals, you've played me a few times as the Bucks in ASL. You know I do also love the read option, but how do you feel? Do you think Patrick Peterson, Tyrod Taylor is enough to maybe get me over the hump and maybe get me back into the playoffs instead of 9-7?
I think so.
My style.
I think so. Having Peterson is a big bonus because it's very few game changers at corner, and he's one of them. Tyrod,
I thought teaming him with Xavier is going to be huge myself. That's my thought process.
Right, because it's going to be a challenge regardless of which side of the field you try to throw on. But I agree with JR too. Tyrod fits the type of QB that you look for and the type of offense that you run. I think he'll be fine, but yeah, he's going to piss you off with those throws that are off target and for no reason.
The problem is that where it might not get you over the hump is the division you are in.
I know.
Those are some nice teams you got to play against.
I know. It is what it is.
Any other division, you're in.
BM, I traded all my picks to you. What are your thoughts on my specific draft and me trading all my picks to you for linemen last year and then getting Tyrod and Patrick Peterson this year? And trading
I think you did a well job. You got what you needed, and you're in a build and everything. And you got what you need. You got Pat Peterson, which is a big improvement on the defense, and Taylor. I know how he plays, so he's a hit or miss to me. He has those moments he'll hit it perfectly, and then he'll have those moments you're going to get pissed and everything. He's going to overthrow.
I know.
So get ready for that. But he does play with your option and stuff like that if you do that. So that's a good thing about having him.
Yeah, I like I said, I understand. I know I've played with Tyrod before. I know I'm going to get those bad passes. I'm hoping the rollouts and option and even some scrambling, if people start rushing me too quickly, I'm hoping I get people afraid to rush me because I'm going to take off. I'm going to be within our rules, of course, but at the same time, 88 speed is going to be really hard to stop with the slow defensive end. So if you break through and I take off legally, piss you off, I'm hoping that gets you out of your game. I'm hoping. This is all in theory. We're going to see how it plays out in the season. I might just get sacked 400 times. Who knows?
Big
BM? Maybe. I do have an upgraded offensive line, though. I'm really happy with the way my offensive line is right now. I'm hoping they develop a little bit more, get into all 90s, and have a really good offensive line. Before we get off here, because we need to go to the ASL draft here pretty soon. BM, you had the most picks this year. You had 2 firsts, 2 seconds, 2 thirds.
I trade a lot of them.
Maybe even more than that.
Yeah.
How'd you do this draft? How'd you do this draft?
I drafted a free safety, which is going to replace Devin McCourty at the end of the season. A tight end to replace Gronk at the end of the season. I drafted a quarterback in the late 4th round, which was a quick development, which I played him against Mr. Extreme 9. And he went, I think, 6 of 6 for a touchdown. And then Chad Kelly came in and did the same thing and threw 2 touchdowns.
Ooh.
So,
Nice.
I feel like my quarterback situation is not as bad right now until I actually play more teams. I drafted 2 running backs. They're not as strong, but they're fast. I traded 2 draft picks to get Willie Snead and Jordan Matthews. And I drafted 2 defensive linemen because for me, my linebackers and my safeties my linebackers and my corners are already stocked. I really didn't need anything in that category. So I feel like I drafted what I really kind of needed.
Okay, so what would you give your grade?
I want to say at least a B.
Okay, fair enough. JR, how'd you feel about how he did? He had a lot of picks going in. It looks like he traded a couple for Stephen Gill, or not Stephen Gill. He traded a couple for Willie Snead and
Duke Johnson too.
Jordan Matthew. Oh yeah, and Duke Johnson. And he got a couple of people it looks like he's drafting for the future. How do you feel like he did?
I think he did good. He addressed his needs. He's preparing for his future. He knows he's letting go of Gronk at the end of the year. So why not go ahead and get this tight end right now and see how he goes. So if the tight end don't pan out for him, he could readdress it next year. I'm always a fan. There's some guys I pick they're backing up just to see how they act. If I want to let someone go,
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, Bengals, how do you feel about how the Patriots did? He had a lot of picks going into this year, and it looks like he addressed some needs for next year as well as getting Snead and Matthews and Duke Johnson. How do you feel like he did?
That's always the best thing when you can improve for this year and prepare for the future at the same time. So that's definitely a good move.
Yeah, he definitely lost a lot of picks last year. It looks like he made up for it this year. My take on it, again, I thought it was a weak draft. Although that being said, I still feel like he got the best quarterback in the draft in the 4th round, which if you go by that standard, it's a steal. I don't think he's a great quarterback by any mean. I think the quick development might redeem him. I think it's going to be a rough year quarterback-wise going from Tom Brady to C.J. Webb. Hopefully he might be a midseason what C.J. Webb can and can't do and goes from there. I'm not a fan of Duke Johnson in ASL, although BM needed a running back, so I can't fault him on that. Good job. If that's who you feel like your guy is, that's who you run with. I can't be mad at you. You did what you had to do. I'm not a fan of Willie Snead or Jake Matthews either, but if you feel like those are your guys, Jake Matthews in particular, get you a little bit of height on your team, which you damn sure needed. Also comes those two both come with some fairly high catching in traffic. 87, 88 for both of them, and 87 spectacular catch for Jordan Matthews. So he might be a good red zone target for you. Again, not my type of receivers, but I'm rocking with Laquan Treadwell. So what can I say? I might go. I still think he's got a lot left in the tank. I would sign him to a 2-year deal if I were you, but that's you. I understand why you don't want him. He does cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
You were right about the rest of it. You have a ton of talent at corner. Not really a huge deal. Butler, Gilmore, and Rowe will all be staying at their ratings for a while. You were one of the few teams besides me in the league that have a stunning cornerback.
Oh, yeah, and I also drafted a cornerback who was fast and had 78 and 77-man coverage, which I found him in the 6th round.
Taquan Moats, 96 speed, 93 or 96 acceleration, 93 speed, 77 man coverage, 76 zone coverage. That was a 6th-round pick. Good job. Let me take a look and see exactly when you drafted this guy. I got to see. Because this guy is actually one of the best drafts. He was in the 5th round. Taquan Moats. I got to give you credit. That might be the steal of the draft there. I didn't even realize that pick was made.
Other one on the
he's also 6. He's also 6'2". So you drafted a 70 overall, 96 acceleration, 93 speed quarterback. Good job on that pick. I can't even be mad at that. That's a hell of a pick.
You can't.
Sean Bradford, I feel like
yeah.
Definitely McCourtney's 32.
He's already losing speed, so that's why I picked him.
Yeah, I completely get that. The only thing I'm not even sure is why don't you go ahead and throw in Sean this year. But that, again, is your choice. Devin is still of 88 speed acceleration, 88 speed.
Well, no. He is starting. The one I drafted, he is going to be starting, and Devin McCourtney is playing number 2.
Okay.
And so like he's going to have like backup as Devin McCourtney because when I do play a little bit deep down the field, Devin McCourtney is still going to be out there with him. So
yeah, that's the problem with this. That's the problem with Maddie. You can't really develop people unless they play.
Yeah.
But I ain't going to lie. Just looking at it, I think you did a great job, especially with such a weak draft class. I didn't think you were going to get a quarterback that was worth anything.
Maybe
and you managed to get an average one. You managed to pull an average one. I think that cornerback might have been your best pick of the draft at 5th, along with your quarter. I don't feel like your first picks were the greatest, but I felt like you definitely nailed the second half of the draft. I'm going to give you a B+, A-, man. Good draft.
I give him a B+.
That's about.
I would.
Yeah, definitely did a good job, man. Looking back at it, I can't even hate on it. I mean, like if you get the best quarterback in the draft, no matter how average he is in the 4th round, and what some people would say is the best quarterback, I mean, you can't be. And then maybe one of the top 5 cornerbacks in the 5th. Hey, he's 6'2" and runs a 90. This dude right here is Trey Waynes all day. You got Trey Waynes in the 5th round when I had, he's a first on him in real life. So
yeah.
So he's gonna be he'll be easily one of your top corners. Nobody on your team is young; they're all under contract. Nobody's getting paid ridiculous money.
Yeah,
except for maybe
I signed Cooks last season, so I think him and Nate Soldier are the only ones that got like high money. But both Cooks so young, so I want to re-sign them no matter what.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Definitely.
So that's about all. That's about all I have for this. We have to get off and go to the ASL draft. Sorry if it didn't go over your team. You should have joined the podcast, and we would have. Anybody want to say before we go, JR?
Just good luck to the rest of the season.
All right.
Play your
BM?
game.
Have fun. Good luck, and hopefully I win it.
All right, Bengals. It sounds like you're directing air traffic over there. What's up with you?
Yeah. I just want to wish everybody good luck, and I thank BM for taking Duke Johnson out of my division.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good job, guys, and we'll see you next week.
I still got to play you.
What, week 1?
No, I got to play him this season, so he's gonna have to do a deal with Duke Johnson.
Just defend Verts on 3rd down. BM has a Yeah, that's true. BM don't have healthy running backs. BM has a Verts problem on 3rd down. Just defend the 4 Verts. You'll be all right. All right, guys. Hit you up later.
All right.